right. So, welcome. My name is Jen, and I teach out of the Planet Granite in Fountain Valley. So thanks for joining me today. If you have a couple of blocks, go ahead and grab those. It's not necessary. You might find it helpful. We'll be doing a bit of playing on our mats today. So if you would like to have those next to you or something that sort of resembles blocks, and maybe a blanket or a pillow. Okay. So if you read the description, we will be playing a bit with crow and side crow today. Yes, this is all levels, so I promise don't be scared, don't be nervous. It's an opportunity to sort of play, right? Which is something that maybe as an adult, I know for myself as an adult, that's sort of a hard thing to come by, that word play. I have kids, but it's different as an adult. So I'm just keeping that idea, that thought, that word play and discovery, keeping that in your mind as you move today. That will be helpful. Okay, and I will be offering lots of modifications, lots of alternatives and variations and things like that. So if side crow or crow is not in your practice, join me anyway, and we'll still have a fun practice. All right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll start seated on your mat. You're welcome to take a blanket or a pillow underneath the hips if that's helpful for you. Otherwise, just make your way there and finding either a cross-legged seat or just something that feels right for you to start your practice, okay? Grab my water here. All right. So just start to settle in, make any sort of adjustments to your body that you need. You need to move the flesh away from the sit bones to be able to sit up a little bit taller. Do that. And then when you feel ready, settle in. You're welcome to close the eyes. If it feels more comfortable to keep them open, by all means, do that. And then just sit up nice and tall. Take note of how the body's feeling in this moment. Noticing what feels good or different, or just noticing. Notice if the legs and hips can relax a bit more. Notice if you can grow a little bit taller through the spine and out through the crown of the head. Notice if the shoulders are drawing up towards the ears, and if they are, just let them softly fall away. And then start to turn the awareness onto the breath. So just starting to notice the inhales and the exhales. Allow them to move naturally in and out of the body. And so we'll start off our practice with a bit of lion's breath. And if you've never done lion's breath before, it is a playful breath, but it's also a really wonderful breath for releasing. So sitting up nice and tall, take a full breath in through the nose. Really fill the entire belly, the chest, really filling the lungs here. And then just open the mouth really wide and sigh it out as loud as you like. So we'll do that again. So on your next breath in, fill up here. And this time on your exhale, we're gonna stick our tongue out as far as you can and just let it all out, just like a lion. Starting off that practice nice and playfully. So do that one more time. Full breath in. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue, let it all go. And then just let the breath find its normal cadence in and out of the nose. Noticing how you feel after that releasing breath. Noticing if it's brought the start of your practice a little bit of joy. And then on your next inhale, we'll take the arms, sweep them up over the head. And on your exhale, we'll twist over the right shoulder, taking the right hand behind you. Left hand comes onto the thigh or the knee. And then inhaling, lengthen up through the spine. And then exhale. See if you can twist a little bit deeper, maybe gazing over the right shoulder. Continue to breathe. On your next inhale, we'll begin to unwind, taking the arms back over the head. And then exhale, this time we'll twist over the left shoulder. Left hand comes behind the body onto the fingertips, and the right hand comes onto that left leg. Breathing in, lengthen up. And breathing out, twist a little bit deeper. If it's available, you can gaze over the left shoulder. On your breath in, unwind, arms reach over the head. And then exhale, palms to the earth, and just walk yourself out, coming into a little fold here. Arms are lengthened out. Release the head, keep the hips rooted to the earth. And then you're welcome to take the head in, gentle nod, yes. Give it a gentle shake, no. And then we'll walk the hands back towards your legs, press yourself upright, and then we'll switch the crossing of the legs, which may or may not feel interesting. All right, so once again, rooting the sit bones to the ground beneath you, sitting up nice and tall. We'll take an inhale, scoop the arms up. And then exhale, we'll twist over the right shoulder once again. So we're gonna add on a bit here. Right hand is behind you to start, left hand to the leg. Take an inhale, lengthen up. Exhale to twist. On your inhale, we're gonna sweep that right arm up and over, crossing it over that left arm, bringing it to that left knee. And then just begin to round the back. Chin comes to chest, stretching out the space between the shoulder blades. And then inhale, release everything, scoop the arms back up over the head. We'll do that to the other side. Exhale, twist to the left. So start in that little twist here. Breath in to lengthen. Extend the spine and exhale, a little bit deeper twist. Adding that arm, inhale, take that left arm up and over, taking it to the right knee. And then exhale, chin to chest, round through the upper back. Inhale, really sweep both arms up. And then exhale, palms to the earth, fold forward. Keep the hips rooted, extend the arms, lengthen the spine. If you want to take that gentle nod, yes, you can. Maybe adding that gentle shake, no. And then walk the hands back towards the legs, bringing yourself upright. And then we'll make our way onto hands and knees, coming into tabletop pose. So I always like to offer, if you do have a blanket, You're welcome to take that underneath the knees just to add a little bit of an extra layer, and that will help comfort under the knees. All right, so coming into that tabletop position, the fingers are spread nice and wide, and we're pressing into each knuckle of the hand, of the fingers. The shoulders are over the wrists, and the hips are over the knees. So find that strong table here. And let's move through a few cat-cows, get the spine a little more warmed up here. So take an inhale, lift the head, soften the belly as you lift the hips. And then exhale, press into the palms to round the back. Drop the tailbone. Inhale, look up, open up the heart space. And then exhale, round through the back. So take a couple more of those cat-cows at your own pace. Moving with your own breath pattern here. If you want to take that into any other movements, you're welcome to do that. Maybe take the hips from side to side, or some hip circles, whatever would feel good here to sort of get you into your body a bit more. And then as you feel ready, go ahead and settle back into that neutral spine, coming back to your tabletop pose, pressing into the finger pads into each knuckle, and then press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Notice that that will help to activate the belly here. And then leaving the right knee connected to your mat, we'll send the left leg back behind you, kicking into the left heel. Left hip is level with the right. We're still pressing into each fingers. Take an inhale, press into the left heel. And then exhale, draw the left knee into the chest, round the back. So use the core. Let's warm up the core here. So draw it in as close as you can. Inhale, kick back into the left heel. And then exhale, keep the elbows hugged in. Start to bend them, lower the chest. So like a little push-up. Press into the palms, rise back up. Inhale. Exhale, crunch. Bring the knee in. Inhale, reach the heel back. Exhale, lower. Find that little push-up. Inhale, back up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, little tricep push-up. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the knee. Other side. So if you need to take a second to sit back on the heels, roll out the rests. Go ahead and do that, whatever you need to do to get yourself prepared for the other side. And then we'll meet back in our tabletop when we're ready. Okay? So pressing into the hands, once again, pressing into the tops of the feet. Get the belly warm here. Get it active. And we'll send the right leg back this time. So keep pressing into the top of the left foot. Right toes are facing down, so the hips are level here. All right, here we go. Take an inhale, press into the right heel, lengthen it back. Exhale, draw the right knee into the chest, round the back. So really use the core to draw it in. Inhale, reach it back. Keep it reached back as you exhale, lower it down. Keep the elbows really hugged in. It's just a little tricep dip. We're not going all the way down. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, give it a crunch. Inhale to press back. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, rise back up. Last one. Exhale, crunch. Draw the knee in. Inhale, press back. Exhale, lower the chest. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, lower the knee to the earth. And then we'll keep the big toes together. Widen the knees as much as you'd like. Send the hips to the heels. Keep the arms extended. Find a child's pose. Take a few moments here to come back to the breath. And just maybe reminding yourself why you stepped onto your mat today. And just reminding yourself that, yoga can be fun. We don't have to keep the entire practice serious. It's a time to let ourselves explore our own bodies and see what they're capable of, and that's really fantastic, and it can be really fun. So just remind yourself that that's what we're doing here today.
One more breath in and breath out. And on your next inhale, go ahead and lift the hips, coming back to all fours. We'll take the toes, turn them under, and press into the palms as you send the hips high, coming into your first downward facing dog. And then when you arrive, you're welcome to pedal out the feet if you want to. You can wag your tail, whatever you like to do when you make your way into your first downward facing dog, okay? And then as you feel ready, settle in here into your dog pose. Find lengthen the arms. Making sure that the elbows are facing the opposite corner of the mat. That will help create some space within the neck. And the belly is active here. And we're breathing in and out of the nose. If you want to, you're welcome to take that lion's breath just to give you a little bit of release. Stay for one more round of breath in your dog pose. And exhale out. Take the gaze between the palms, soften the knees just a bit, and then walk the feet up towards the top of your mat, bringing them behind the wrists here. And then just arrive in a forward fold. Okay? Let the knees be soft. Okay? It's early in our practice, the belly can rest right on top of the thighs. Take an inhale in this little forward fold. And then as you exhale, we're going to drop the hips towards the heels as they lift from the ground, coming into a little squat. Okay? So the tailbone is dropped. This is our first one. We're going to go back to the squat position quite a few times here as we find that play. So drop the tailbone towards the heels. Drop the shoulders towards the back body. So open up the chest here. Okay, you can keep the hands connected to the earth. This is a really great place to add those blocks underneath the hands, okay? So hands are connected either to the earth or blocks, or maybe if you feel ready, you can start to take the hands at prayer position, bringing them into the chest. I'm finding a little bit of a balance here. The belly is still active and we're still dropping that tailbone. I can actually feel my bum right at the backs of my heels. Woo. Okay. So find a gazing point. Take an inhale. And then exhale, hands release down, drop the heels, lift the hips, forward fold. Inhale, hands come to the shins. Come up halfway, so find a flat back. Reach the hips towards the back of your mat as the crown of the head reaches forward, so lengthening the spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees nice and deep, so dropping the hips. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up alongside the ears, chair pose. Okay. Keep the weight in the heels, maybe give the toes a little wiggle. Belly is active, like you're trying to draw these low ribs in towards one another. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And then exhale, swing those arms back, flying chair. So like you're grabbing a beach ball, all right? So the palms are facing in towards one another. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, reach them back. Inhale, this time we're gonna rise all the way to stand. And then exhale right into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back into a plank pose. So let's just hang out here for 3 full breaths. Okay, so anytime we come into a portion of the class where we take that classic vinyasa, you're welcome to hang out here in plank, maybe build some strength, okay? Pressing into the palms. Again, the elbows are facing the opposite corners of your mat here. Take one more breath in. Exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. One breath in, one breath out. Gaze between the palms. Step or hop your way to the top of your mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, let the hips come all the way to the heels, come back into that squat pose. Again, options for you. You can take your hands here on the mat. You can bring them to blocks, or you can bring them back to your heart center. We're just here for a short amount of time this time, all right? So moving a bit quicker through our little sequence here. Take an inhale. Exhale, palms to the earth, lift the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees nice and deep, let the hips sink back. Inhale, reach the arms up, chair pose. Knit the low ribs together. Take a breath in. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Inhale, reach them up. Keep the hips low. Exhale, reach them back. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step or hop your way to plank pose. This time we'll take a little vinyasa. So inhale here at the top of the plank. Exhale, we'll lower the knees and bend the elbows to come to the belly. Hug the elbows in, untuck the toes. Take an inhale. Lift the head, the neck, the heart. Hugging elbows into ribs for a cobra. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, make your way either through tabletop or plank to find your downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale, getting nice and warm. Exhale out. We're going to do that one more time, that whole little sequence. So gaze between the palms. Step or hop your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees, lower the hips, find your squat. All right, so your version, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, so one breath in, drop the tailbone. Exhale, lower the hands. Lift the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Here we go, drop the hips, bend the knees, sweep the arms up, chair pose. Last one through here. Take an inhale. Exhale, airplane the arms back. Reach them back. Inhale to swing them up. Exhale, reach them back. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So heel toe the feet about as wide as your mat here. Toes will face out, heels face in. Okay, take an inhale here. And on your exhale, start to bend the knees, release the hips towards your mat. We'll come into a little yogi squat. Okay? Again, lots of options here. Okay? You can keep the hands connected to the mat, maybe use the backs of the arms to help to open the knees a little bit wider. You can take your hands to blocks. You could sit on a block. It's a really nice option. Okay? Or you can take your hands together at your heart, pressing into palms. Either way, soften through the low back and the hips. Maybe turn the corners of your mouth up and a little smile, remembering that we're just here to play. That's all we're doing here, okay? So, you can stay here. This is a really wonderful place to be. This is one of my favorite poses. I do it almost daily. If you want, we can start to play with a little crow pose. Okay? If you'd like to take that option, and that's in your practice and you're like, I'm on it, go ahead and play right here. If you've never tried crow before and maybe you'd like to, I'll walk you through that. Okay? So, if you're going to play with me, let's go ahead and take the palms to the earth, lift the hips. Okay, I'm going to scooch a little bit further back on my mat, just so that I have a little bit of mat in front of me. If you've never done this before, you might decide to take a pillow or a blanket and just put it in front of you here, like where this block is, so that takes the fear, if there's fear of falling forward onto your face. I've done it. It's okay. It's all part of the process. But if you have that fear, sometimes just placing that pillow or blanket here kind of alleviates that, so you have something to fall onto, okay, that's soft. The block is not soft, so I'm gonna move that. All right, so if you would like to try crow with me, we're gonna plant our palms, okay, and get your hips really high. In fact, I like to come all the way onto the balls of my feet. So I'm lifting my heels as high as I can, and then bend the knees, okay? So the belly is actually resting on the thighs right now. Palms are to the earth. I'm pressing into the pads of the fingers, pressing into the knuckles of the fingers, just like we did earlier on all fours, okay? My gaze is beyond my mat, right? Because if my gaze is here, I'm just gonna end up rolling forward, okay? All right, so I'm pressing into the hands, I'm gazing forward. My heels are really high. I'm starting to draw my belly button up and in towards the spine, really strong. And then we're gonna take those elbows, get them as high as you can, up towards the armpits, okay? And then we're just gonna start to lean forward. Lean forward. Maybe you take a second to like rock back and forth. For those of you that have been playing in crow pose for a moment, you're welcome just to come down and take a moment in child's pose, okay? If you're playing with me, maybe take that rock back and forth. Keep the gaze forward. Now, if you want to play, maybe you're ready. You can start to come forward, and it's really about the core. Okay, so take one foot up, and then the other. All right? Keep the core strong. And when you feel finished, take a second and play. It's all good. All right, but when you're finished, we're gonna come into a forward fold. So meet me in that forward fold as you're ready. Let the knees be as soft as you like. Let the entire upper body hang. Grab opposite elbows and just come into ragdoll, maybe sway from side to side. So again, if you need to take a second and play a little bit longer, I invite you to do that. But if you're ready to move on, go ahead and find your way here. If you're doing the playback, you can pause and play. And join me when you're ready. Whew. Take a few breaths. And then we'll all release our arms. Take an inhale, find your halfway lift. Come into that flat back. And then exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms. We're gonna step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up and back. Three-legged dog here. And then exhale, step the right foot between the palms. Get the hips nice and low, settle the feet into the mat. When you're ready, we're gonna rise up. Arms reach up over the head, finding a high lunge. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And then exhale, bring the right hand down to the hip. And then just take that left arm over the ear. So we're reaching that left arm over towards the right side of your mat. So we're getting a lovely stretch for the left side body, maybe even into the front of that left hip. Inhale, come back to your high lunge. Both arms reach up. And then exhale, hands release down. Plant the left palm, send the right arm to reach towards the sky, coming into a twist here. All right, so lift that back thigh up as you lower the hips down. So keeping the legs really active here. And then moving into a side plank, you have a couple of options. If you want to take supported side plank, we'll drop that left heel and just heel toe the right foot about halfway down your mat, coming into a supported version of a side plank. If you'd like to take full plank, we'll just take that right foot, stack it on top of the left. All right? Either way, we're still reaching that right hip up towards the sky, trying not to let the left side body sag down. Beautiful. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, come back into plank pose, lowering that right hand. Take an inhale, top of the plank, and then exhale, either lower the knees or lower halfway for chaturanga. Okay. Inhale, rise up for cobra or an up dog, and then exhale, find your downward facing dog. Beautiful. So you're welcome at any point to skip those vinyasas, or again, maybe just hold plank. Or just come straight to dog. And then we're gonna walk our hands back towards our toes. Okay. Take an inhale. And then exhale, lower the hips down to the heels. We're coming back into that squat pose. Okay? So pull the chest forward, drop the tailbone. All right? If you can take the palms together at your heart, take them to your heart. If you need to keep them connected to the mat, keep them there. We're gonna add on a little twist here. So take an inhale. As you exhale, we're gonna twist over the right shoulder. So the hips are still facing forward, knees are facing forward. We're just moving the upper body here. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly bring yourself back to center. Hands release down, buddy. And we'll walk our hands back into that downward facing dog. Okay? Beautiful. Here we go, other side. Take an inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, step it between the palms. Lower the hips, snuggle the feet in. When you're ready, rise up for that crescent lunge. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand to the hip. And take that right arm over the ear. So stretching out the right side body, maybe even into that right hip flexor. Inhale, find your way back to crescent lunge, arms reach up. Exhale, plant the palms. Keep the right palm planted, send the left arm up towards the sky, coming into your dragon twist. So stacking the shoulders, lowering the hips, but pressing that right thigh up towards the sky. So really active leg here. And then making our way into your version of side plank. So either dropping the right heel, heel toeing the left foot halfway down your mat, or maybe stacking left foot on top of right, whichever version works best for you. Keep lifting through the right side body. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand lowers to plank, and we'll move through your version of a vinyasa. All right, so inhaling here. Exhale, lowering halfway or to the belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Well, once again, walk our hands back towards our toes. And then lower hips to heels, come into your little squat. All right, find your balance, drop the tailbone. Maybe your hands come to your heart center. Take an inhale, and then exhale, keep palms pressed together as you twist over the left shoulder. Again, our hips and knees are still tracking towards the top of your mat. Okay, try not to let the heels sort of split right from one another and sort of like come out. It's just not going to feel very good for your heels. So see if you can keep the heels and the ankles in line. Here, take one more breath in that twist. And then exhale, make your way back to center. Release the hands. Lift the hips, crawl your way back into that dog pose, where we'll find a breath in and out. Gaze between the palms, and then make your way towards the top of your mat. You can hop, you can step, you can dance if you're feeling playful. Take an inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root the feet to the earth as you rise all the way to stand. Bring your palms together over the head, and then exhale, bring them into your heart center. Take a moment to pause here. Reconnect with the breath. And just remind yourself that we don't have to take ourselves so seriously all the time. That we can allow this time for ourselves to play. And so often our outside life, our life off of the mat, reflects how things go on our mat.
All right, so maybe we switch that around. Maybe by bringing play into our yoga practice, we're able to also bring that sense of play and of wonder and discovery into our life beyond yoga, beyond our physical practice. One more breath here. On your next inhale, we'll sweep the arms up over the head. As you exhale, bend the knees, hips reach back, find a chair pose. Snap, crackle, pop, the knees go. It's all good. All right, so take an inhale here. Exhale, palms come together at your heart center. Get nice and low in your chair. All right, really get low. Take an inhale. Exhale, we'll twist over the right shoulder, hooking that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Okay, press the palms together. See if you can get a little bit more rotation. Keep the knees in line and keep them in line, facing towards the top of your mat. And now take the gaze right between the toes here, or release to your mat. And then just start by picking up that left heel. Gather the belly in, and then we'll step the left foot back, arriving in a revolved lunge. Beautiful. Press the left thigh up towards the sky. Take an inhale. One more exhale, deepen your twist. On your next inhale, we're gonna unwind, reach the arms up, come back to our high lunge. We've been here before. We're not staying though. And on your exhale, we're gonna take the left heel, swivel it down to your mat, opening up that left knee. All right, take an inhale, toes are facing out, and then exhale. Sink down, bending the knees, and then bend the elbows. Coming to cactus arms. Take an inhale. I'm going to face you so you guys can see me. And then exhale. We're going to take the arms in, cross the right elbow over the left, bringing either the backs of the hands together or the palms, finding eagle arms. Give the backs of the shoulders a little bit of reprieve here, a nice little stretch. One more breath and go. Inhale, unwind, take everything back up, reach it all up. And then exhale, turn back over your right shoulder, pick up the left heel, you're in a high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Inhale, right arm reaches towards the sky, dragon twist. We're just here for a breath. Exhale, plant the palm. Step the right foot back to plank. Hang here, maybe you go straight to dog, or you can find a vinyasa. All right, so moving into whatever vinyasa feels best. Maybe you lower your knees this time. Just following the breath pattern as you find that movement. And when we arrive in that dog pose, take a moment here. Let the breath start to slow down. And here's where we get to play. All right, so walk the hands back towards the toes. Drop the hips to the heels. Come back to your little squat. Again, so I'm going to offer lots of options. Here comes our side crow fun, okay? All right, so hands can stay rooted to the earth if you like. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, if it's available, take your palms together at your heart. You've been here quite a few times, so find what works for you. Okay? Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to twist over the right shoulder, just like we did a moment ago. Those knees are still facing towards the top of your mat. Woo! All right, here we go. Enjoy it. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to release the hands down to your mat. I'm just going to scooch over because I'm like halfway off my mat here. You might want to do the same. All right, so now my hands, I'm in this little twisted position. All right, my right knee is on the back of my left tricep.
My right hip will end up resting on the back of my right tricep. Okay, so we've done a lot of deep twisting, so your body's ready for this, okay? Now, just like before, palms are planted, okay? We're really pressing into the finger pads, pressing into the knuckles, okay? You're hugging the elbows in towards one another. This is the reason we did those little tricep push-ups at the beginning of class, okay? All right, so you can hang here, maybe work on this little, getting into this twist. If you want to sort of play, maybe you're like, I don't know if I want to go full whammy, all right? You can just sort of practice like we did with full crow, just like rocking back and forth, feeling the weight of the body coming onto the backs of the arms, okay? Now, our gaze is still far out. We're not gazing between the hands, okay? We're still looking out beyond our fingertips, all right? So if you feel ready, we're gonna take the weight of the body, that right hip on the back of the tricep, and then left leg on the left tricep, and maybe the legs float. Keep the belly strong. And that's our play. Beautiful. Take a second to play as long as you like. And when you're ready, we'll just start to unwind. There we go. And we'll just crawl back into that downward facing dog. Give the feet a little pedal. So some of these arm balances seem really intimidating, but when we break them down and work them in pieces and really work our bodies to the point of these, these poses, then maybe they don't seem intimidating, and maybe we treat it like it's just fun. All right, it's a day at the playground on our mats. All right, when you feel ready, go ahead and take the gaze between the palms. Walk your feet up or hop your feet up towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift, and then an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root the feet down, rise all the way to stand. Palms come together over the head, and then exhale them into your heart center. Reconnect with the breath. Turn the corners of the mouth up. Here we go. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sink the hips. Find your chair pose. Weight is in the heels. Low ribs are drawing in towards one another. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the palms together at your heart center. And get really low in that chair pose. Nice and low. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist over the left shoulder. Hook that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Knees are still facing forward. Okay? And press the palms together. See if you can find a little more rotation. And then take the gaze down to your mat. Pick up that right heel, and maybe you need to take a couple of little steps to get that foot back there. That's okay. However you need to step the right foot back, make your way there. Find your revolved lunge. Keep pressing palms together. Find your rotation. Press the right thigh up towards the sky. Here we go. Inhale, begin to unwind, coming into your crescent lunge. Arms reach over the head. Inhale. Exhale, spin the right heel down as you open up that right knee. Toes are facing out. Take an inhale. Exhale, get low, cactus the arms. Inhale here. Exhale, this time left elbow over right. Finding our eagle arms on this side, lifting through the elbows, stretching the upper back. Take an inhale, unwind, reach everything up, straighten the legs. And then exhale, turn everything back towards the top of your mat. Find your high lunge once again, picking up the back heel. Take an inhale. Exhale, plant the palm. Inhale, left arm reaches for the sky. Find your little dragon twist. And then exhale, left palm comes down. Step the left foot back. Option for vinyasa and option to skip it. Okay, wherever you are in your practice. And then we all meet back in a downward facing dog for one more little playtime here. Go ahead and walk the hands back to the toes. I'm going to flip around so you guys can see me a little bit better. Okay? Drop the hips. Okay? Come into your squat. Okay, so we've sort of walked ourselves through this little squat. So take what works for you. Okay? Hands stay connected or maybe they draw to heart center. Drop the tailbone. Gather the low ribs in towards one another. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist over the left shoulder. So find your twist. Okay? And you can hang out here. Maybe this is where you work. This is a lot of coordination, a lot of balance working here, right? This is a really wonderful place to hang out. I could probably use a little extra work today. Take an inhale. And then exhale, if you'd like to, you can lower the hands down. Maybe you're working on that side crow on this side. I will tell you, the sides are different. This side for me is a lot more difficult. Okay, so just be patient with yourself. Plant the palms. Really snuggle in the fingertips. Okay, press those fingertips in. Hug the elbows in towards one another. Notice my elbows aren't facing one another, okay? They're facing like opposite corners, just like we talked about in dog pose. All right, here we go. We're gonna just start to lean forward. So the outside of my left thigh is on the back of my right tricep. And when I lean forward, my left hip is on the back of my right, okay? Gaze is beyond my fingertips, well beyond the fingertips, okay? And when you're ready, maybe you rock back and forth, or maybe you start to fly. We'll see what happens on this side, I'm not sure. All right. Okay, my fireplace is in the way. Oh, I'm gonna kick my fig tree. All right, so just play, it's all good. Right, it's all practice. It's all about that playtime. All right, so if you get it, amazing. If you don't, amazing. We all played around and we all tried things that maybe you haven't tried before. There we go. All right, and when you're ready, go ahead, find your way back to that downward facing dog. And then we'll all lower the knees to the mat. Send the hips to the heels. And find a child's pose. It might feel nice to take the arms alongside of the legs and let the palms face up. And that will just give the shoulders and the upper back a little more space to soften over the body. And then again, we're just coming back to the breath. Softening into any tight spaces. Imagining that our breath is moving into those spaces. Creating a softening. Take a few more breaths in this child's pose. Continue to soften. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and start to make your way onto the knees. Okay, so if knees is not a comfortable place for you to sit, that's okay, just come onto the bum. And just take a moment here, let the tailbone be heavy. Lengthen up through the spine. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up.
And then exhale, plant the right arm, plant the right hand next to you, and just send that left arm over the ear. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Stretch out that left waistline. We've done a lot of twisting, so give it a nice big stretch. Take an inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant the left palms and the right arm over the ear. Inhale, and back to center, reach both arms up. And then exhale, take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Inhale, press the knuckles down towards the mat as you lift and open the heart space. Broaden through the collarbone. Soften through the belly here. Take an inhale. And exhale, release the hand. So from here, let's go ahead and come onto our bum if you're not there already. And then we'll extend the legs. It might feel good. Give them a little zhuzh, a little shake. If you have a blanket that you'd like to take under your hips, go for it. Otherwise, find a tall spine. Draw the toes towards the body, flexing the feet. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, hinge from the hips and find a forward fold. So keep a long spine, release the hands when you're ready. So stretching the low back, the hamstrings. And one more breath in. Exhale. Inhale, go ahead and begin to rise back up. And then exhale. Release. Go ahead and bend the knees. Take a little scooch up a bit on your mat. And if you are itching for a little extra core, I always say you can extend the arms and lower nice and slow, keeping the chest broad and the belly in. If you're ready, just to come down onto your back. Come on down. And then just take the feet as wide as your mat. Let the knees fall over to the right and to the left. If you'd like, you can take the arms wide or bring them to cactus arms. And then when your body feels ready, bring the knees back to center. Bring the feet a little closer in, about hips distance apart. And we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh, keeping the right foot flexed, and just maybe press the right knee away from the body. You're welcome to stay as you are, or you're welcome to find a bind behind the left thigh, drawing the legs closer in towards the torso. And then release your bind. Bring the left foot to the floor, and then just press into that left foot, lift the hips, and just shift them over towards the right side of your mat. Now we'll cross the legs at the knees, okay? Take the arms wider to those cactus arms, and then we'll just let the legs fall over to the left side of your mat. Coming in for one more twist. And if this isn't comfortable for the low back, you're welcome just to unwind the legs and stack the right knee over the left. Maybe take the gaze over the right shoulder.
And then we'll start to take everything back to center. Shift the hips back to center, unwind. And we'll move right into the next side, crossing the left ankle over the right thigh this time. Flex the left foot, press the left knee away from the body. And then either stay here or find your bind behind the right thigh. And then just breathe. If you've taken a bind, let it release. Right foot comes back to the mat if it's not there already. Press into the right foot, lift the hips. This time we'll shift them over to the left side of your mat. Cross the legs at the knees. Take the arms wider to cactus arms, and this time the legs will fall over to the right side of your mat. You can gaze left, over the left shoulder. Again, option to unwind the legs and just stack the knees, left on top of right. Take everything back to center. Shift the hips back towards the center of your mat. Unwind the legs. And just let them extend. If there's any other movements you need to take before you come into a final rest, you're welcome to take those now. Maybe just moving the head softly from right to left. Or letting it settle back to center. You want to take the arms over the head, stretch it out. Right like that. And then letting it all go. Softening each muscle, each tendon, each ligament. Letting the bones become heavy, almost as if they're melting into the earth. And we've played hard in our practice today, and so let this time here at the end of our practice, let this just be a place to soften. There's nothing we need to do here. Just let ourselves be.
So starting to deepen the breath. Maybe taking one hand to the heart, the other to the belly. Feeling that connection of breath to body, and body to breath. Starting to find some movement. Maybe wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. You're welcome to stretch the arms over the head. And just take a nice big stretch all the way from the fingers down to the toes. And then releasing as you're ready. Bending the knees. Starting to make your way onto one side. And just take a moment to pause there. Let the head rest on the arm. And when you feel ready, bringing yourself into a comfortable seat. Meeting with our palms together at our hearts. So thank you so much for being here and for joining me wherever you are coming from and deciding to play. I hope it brought you joy. Sending you all love, light, peace, and joy throughout the rest of your week. Namaste, my friends.